What is going on, everybody? So we are back into the garage, and it has been a minute since we've been in here. At least it seems like it. All right, so I kind of got everything into the shelves. Still got some recycling stuff to take care of, and got some boxes back there. A little bit more to do. Got to get rid of the baby crib. So it's not necessarily exactly where I want it, but if you remember what I look like, I'll go ahead and put in a clip from what I look like. It's a lot better. I went ahead and closed the garage door. I'm going to go ahead and open it up once I start getting to doing some work. But neighbors basically doing using a electric blower out there, and it's just causing a little too much noise. But what's coming up is I want to go ahead and organize my tools over here. Need to kind of get rid of need to get rid of and recycle some of this stuff over here. I'm going to put up a pipe clamp rack to basically hold my pipe clamps over, up here, or actually just my clamps in general. And then also want to put up some shelving. I believe I'm just going to try to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it, so it might change, but I'm thinking I'm going to put some shelving for good pieces of wood up there, and then maybe even for scrap pieces of wood, create a little bin for over there. And then on this side, just kind of want to, finish organizing and getting a few things taken care of. So it's just a little less cluttered. I got some recycling stuff up there. I want to, electronic recycling I want to get done. But I am at least now in the position to where I can work. So let's talk about what we're going to be doing now. Okay, so for just general, need to access things on the shelves, I got good lighting for that. However, when you come over to the workshop area and you start looking at coming down and you get in this area, you can see how my shadow is basically blocking the work area, whether I'm here on the vise or like as I was over here on the or here on the grinder or whatever. I just don't have good lighting over here and where I'm going to be doing a lot of the work. So this is why I want to go ahead and improve the lighting. All right, so we're going to be actually improving the lighting in here. And I'm going to kind of audible than what I was originally thinking. One of the things that I was originally planning to do is I was just going to put two 4-foot strips lights, one basically directly overhead here and one directly over here, and then just kind of leave everything else and then maybe adjust later. But I'm actually going to adjust some of my current lighting here too. So let me go ahead and show you the plan, and then we'll go ahead and send it. All right, let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I know I'm just kind of showing you all the lights and everything, but let me go ahead and it might not be the easy to see with the lights on. However, here's my 4-foot strip. It's basically a dual LED. I was originally thinking of leaving that there and then just putting the 2 strips here. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to daisy chain them all. So I'm going to take that one down. I'm actually going to move it to over here. So it's not going to be symmetrical at first. I'm just going to go ahead and get these up for now. Work's going to be taking me away, so I'm not going to worry about getting the 4th one and installing it basically over here. But I'm going to go ahead and put the one right here and the one over here and over here. All right, so now that you've seen why I want to do it, it's just time to send it. So let's go ahead and turn on the time lapse and do the first couple of steps, and we'll come back to you. All right, you got them up there. Correction, I got them up there. And, the lesson learned, You know, I got in the drywall and I thought it was going to be strong enough to hold it, but yeah, no, when it came down on me, it took a good chunk of my finger off. So, you know, definitely be careful and try to get the studs when you're putting them on there. You know, before we get to the next step, I'm going to be 100% honest and upfront. I am not an electrician, and so I'm gonna do it, you know, at least pretty simple without hardwiring it into everything, you know, just to keep things simple for a DIY kind of person. I have hardwired other things in there, but in this particular, into other applications, but in this particular application, I am not gonna be hardwiring it, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm not an electrician, I'm not a professional. Don't copy me exactly. This isn't necessarily how to do electrical. This is just showing you how I'm setting up my lights. All right, let's show you the next step. All right, that's the current outlet and plug that is operating my 4-foot LED dual light. I'm going to actually do something similar and run it down there and then over to this one, and then I'm going to use some Romex and connect this. And then for the other side, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this one and move it on over here to where it is basically roughly the same position as over here. It's going to be basically in the same position going forward, north to south. All right, let's send it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So it's actually a couple of days later, and I lost some footage because my battery went out. So I figured I'd go ahead and just kind of use this time to show you some of the things that I got. So what I'm connecting, 2 of these 4-foot strip light connectors, lamps are basically this 9-foot extension that has the wires open at the end. And it's capable of, and make sure I get in there so you can see it. It's capable of 1875 maximum watts. These lights that I'm using are 16 watts each, so 32 watts in each. So they are, when you add a total of 4, you're getting 64 watts. So plenty of, and definitely overkill on this. The only reason why I went with the 14 gauge is because it's because of specifically the 9 feet. I wanted the longer connection, and hopefully at least the footage that I have shows it was barely enough to connect the first set. So the first set's actually connected. We're on that light right now. So this is the general illumination that we're going to have. And the strip lights that I got from Home Depot, you'll see basically 2 generic ones. When I open them up, when you're looking at them, they'll look exactly the same. But the other one is like the $22 one. This is the $24 one, which is made explicitly for LED lighting. It appears that it has another extra sort of module in there that's basically designed for the LED lighting. So let me go ahead and, oh yeah, and then when I'm screwing these in is I'm looking for the studs, and then I go ahead and just screw them in with the 1.5 inches, and that's plenty. Plenty strong to hold them in there. Definitely don't do the drywall because I know I got that on footage. Still kind of healing, but getting there. And then yeah, I forgot to actually put these on in the original one, but I'm using these clamp connectors to just kind of clamp down the wire and sort of secure it in there a little bit better than what I had originally. But later I can easily go back and retrofit them. Just not going to do that right now. All right, so I'm going to open this up and just kind of show you how I assemble them because there's no directions in there. To be honest, the very first one I didn't do it correctly. So let me show you my mistake and how to correctly assemble them. All right, so I've removed it from the box. It's going to come out like this. And so first thing you do is go ahead and remove the covering. Go ahead and remove the hardware that comes with it. And as I mentioned originally, I'm not going to necessarily go over the electrical. I'm just briefly going to, and try to go into the ins and outs on that. I'm only showing necessarily some of the things that wasn't obvious. If you've connected speaker wire, you can connect this. I mean, it's pretty much just connect the colors to each other, and that's it. All right, so fold them up, and it goes like that. Now within this, let me go ahead and open these up real fast. All right, so this one in particular is going to be the one I'm going to have the power coming in and then also going out to the next light. So that's what I'm going to set this one up for. What I'm going to explicitly show is you come with these 4 screws. And what wasn't obvious at first is that when you get this into position, you basically screw them in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real fast on time lapse. All right, real fast before the time lapse, this is another mistake I almost made. So you got to make sure on both sides, this little slit right here is all the way in the lower section. Right now I went to screw them in and it wasn't a good position because this one up here wasn't in the right position. So make sure when you go ahead and fold them back, they're both in this lower one, and then, yeah, that went a lot better actually. So now let's go ahead and send it. All right, so the cleanup now needs to begin. Let me get everything kind of trash that's necessarily I need to trash and put everything away. And then tonight I'm gonna come in and go ahead and finish up the video, and we'll do the comparison of the before and after to see how it looks. But let me just kind of show you one of the things that I was sort of struggling with as we're going along. And I feel I need to go ahead and explain this. All right, so it is, almost January, and you see me sort of starting to get a good sweat. Well, today in San Diego, it's in the low 80s where I'm at, so it's definitely warmer than I think most of you all are at, so that's why I'm not here. That's why I'm immediately taking off sweaters and getting a little sweat. But all right, let's show you what's next. So the first correction you saw me doing was sort of lining this up, and it's not perfect. If I had a laser, leveler / line upper, it would be, spot on, laser light perfection. However, even trying to use the square and then also the leveler to kind of make sure I was straight, basically these two parts were a little bit that way. So I moved them about 1.5 inches to this way, and they're not perfect, but it's a lot better. So on the cable connecting these to the power right here, the power cable, I had barely enough room to get that to basically fish that along and get it connected so I can get everything grounded and everything. Low voltage, I don't know if it needed to ground, but again, I'm not an electrician. I'm just going to be over safe the best I can on that one. But over here I had plenty, and the reason why is because number one, you can see I aligned this a little bit more center. If you were to use the garage door opener in the wall as a sort of the front and the left and right boundaries, I had that a little bit more towards the center because I didn't want the light to go ahead and interfere with anything big I may be putting on the shelves up there. So that was intentionally to have it a little bit skewed more this way, and then also to kind of maximize the light over here. And by doing so, I had a lot of excess power cable. I could have probably went up to with the shorter one. Probably I had the 9 feet easily. Probably could have gotten away with 6 feet on there, but it's all good. If anything, I made it future proof. Ran out of staples, so I was trying to make it all nice and neat, but just use one of the other ones that's up there. It's kind of hanging, as you can see. Definitely not pretty, but a little bit later I'll come by and, tighten things up, but it works. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and see you guys in the evening, and we'll do the comparison and wrap up the video. Hey, good evening, everybody. So it is the evening time now, and so I'm going to go ahead and open up the garage door, and we'll do the couple quick recordings of what it looks like with the different stages of lights on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm basically how I broke it down is I did it with basically just the light that I currently have, the one I had replaced, and then it just kind of stepped through what it looks like when as I turn all the lights on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you right now. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to separate the one that I did before, do the one I'm about to do now, and then just do old, new, old, new, old, new until I get to where the lights are, where every light is turned on. All right, let's send it. This is with the 60-watt replacement, LED replacement for just the regular screw-in light bulb up there. This is with the replacing the old 60-watt light and having the sort of ultra LED beyond bright light that I got from Home Depot. All right, and this is what it looks like when without having the 4-foot lights turned on. Definitely, nothing much to kind of work with here. Now this is what it looks like when I have the garage door opener light on along with that replacement in the back. This is as bright as I can get it. I have the garage opener lights. I got the 2 4-foot LED light. And this is the grand finale. This is as bright as I can get it now. So definitely got some good lighting over here. And then if I need any more, just a quick drop light will get the job done. And this is sort of a bonus clip just showing you with the garage door closed. Obviously, I got that dark space over there. That's usually I do a lot of my work with the garage door open. So at least now in the evening, kind of away from the garage door, and most of the space, it's well illuminated. But when I'm, a lot of the times, correction, I should have said, I do a lot of my working during the day, so that'll be open anyways. And to be honest, I have never, since I have had poor lighting, I just chose not to do much work in here. But now that's all changed. All right, well, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I'm really happy with how much light I got in here now. Definitely a lot more, and very happy with the very inexpensive sort of upgrade to go ahead and get my garage to a workshop level. And now the next step is for me to go ahead and just start finishing the projects that I got, because as I kind of mentioned at the beginning, my work is going to take me away for a period of time, and I want to kind of get some of these at least things wrapped up for the family, because they have been patient with me. And so now it just seems like one project kept getting in the way of another and another and another. So now I'm finally starting to get all those ones that I need to get done in order to make life a lot easier as I'm working on them, and to make it so that I want to keep working on them and fixing things around the house, make it a little bit more pleasant. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.